Alright everyone, I'm going to show you how to do some modifications to the Big Muff Pi. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take out these three feedback capacitors. This should take some of the muffling out and give you more dynamics. This is what the switch does in the tone wicker model. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the 1 volt clipping diodes, and I'm going to replace them with 3 volt green LEDs, which will give us about 3 times the clipping voltage, so that'll increase our dynamics and also get some clarity to the fuzz. And then I'm going to remove the diodes completely and have it wide open. Lastly, I'm going to remove and replace 1 capacitor in the tone section to give us more mid-range to stand out more in the mix. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these 3 bottom capacitors, which is C10, C11, and C12. It's the 3 bottom orange capacitors. I have sockets on everything so I can just pull the parts out and replace them as we go. But again, that's C10, C11, and C12. This is the same thing as the switch on the tone wicker mod. Alright, let's see what that sounds like with the capacitors removed. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these diodes and I'm going to replace them with green LEDs. Alright, when you're looking at an LED, the long stem is the positive, the short stem is the negative. When you look at the board, there's drawings of the orientation of the diodes. There's a line to show where the negative goes. So on the left side, set diodes over here. On the top, the negative is on the left side. And on the bottom, the negative is on the right side. So we'll get our LED, we'll get our short stem side, and we're going to put that on the top left lug. And it should look something like that. We're going to do the same thing on the bottom diode. We're going to make sure that the short side of the LED is on the bottom right. We're going to do the same thing on this side. Make sure that the short stems are on the side that has the line on it. Okay, the diodes are in place. It should look something like that. Let's hear what it sounds like. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is completely remove the diodes, and we'll see what that sounds like completely open. Alright, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this capacitor here, which is C9. This is a 0.0033 capacitor. I'm going to take that out and I'm going to replace it with a 0.01 UF capacitor. Alright, so this is about 3 times or a little bit 3 times the stock value. This should give us a lot more mid-range. Let's hear what that sounds like. Okay, let's try one more capacitor. Let's try a 0.015 UF capacitor. Let's see how that sounds. Alright, those are some fairly easy mods that we can do to the Big Muff Pi. We remove the 3 feedback capacitors. I have the clipping diodes completely removed, and I replace C9 with a 0.015 UF capacitor.